Hey everybody, it's Gomledax, and welcome back to the Wilds of Eldraine streamer event. Today I'll be playing another premiere draft of the brand new format. Thank you very much to Wizards Coast for providing me with this early access account. If you're interested in playing the set yourself, pre-releases are happening at local game stores right now, and the set launches on Arena on Tuesday. Without further ado, let's hop into the draft. Alright, here we are for pack 1, pick 1 with several sweet options. Think I'll just go with the rare. It's going to be the most fun card to be able to build around, and the most unique card. 3 blind mice here. This is going to make a 1/1 mouse, then we can copy one of our tokens on the next 2 turns. So we can make 3 1/1 mice. That's the worst case scenario. I guess if they blow up the first mouse somehow, then they might blank this. But generally, it's going to be mostly upside those next 2 abilities, where we might be able to make a bigger token if we're lucky. And on Chapter 4, we're going to give all of our creatures +1/+1 and Vigilance until end of turn, which is pretty nice when you've got a wide board state of creatures, which you will definitely have with all those mice. So we'll take 3 blind mice here, try to make a token-focused white deck. There are a few cards that make 2/2 knights with Vigilance, and those are going to be really high picks with 3 blind mice, because one of those cards is a common that costs 2 mana. So if we can go 2 mana 2/2 Vigilant Knight into 3 mana 3 blind mice, and then start copying those knight tokens, that could be a very, very good way to use that effect. Pick 2, we're just going to take the rare again. I think Sleep Cursed Fairy is very nice, a very, very undercosted creature. The payoff is that you basically have to suspend it. You have to wait a little while for it to untap because it comes with some stun counters, but if you have nothing else to do with your mana at any point, you can spend 2 to untap it, which will remove a stun counter from it to get it to untap sooner. And then later in the game, once it's out of stun counters, you can use that to give it like pseudo vigilance and get it untapping. So I'll take the Sleep Cursed Fairy. Seems like a perfectly solid card, and if the player on our right didn't take that, then they probably aren't in blue, at least yet. Pick 3 now. The Transmuter does seem like one of the better blue commons, because it gives us kind of a mediocre removal spell and a creature all on one card, which is nice. So that would be a solid follow-up to the Sleep Cursed Fairy. I don't think any of the white cards are great between the Frostbridge Guard and the Gallant Pie Wielder, although getting Celebration for the Pie Wielder when we have something like 3 blind mice might be a little easier than usual. Plus, we already want to take more token producers, and token producers are really helpful for getting 2 cards to enter the battlefield for a turn. Yeah, we might try to pie some people in the face. Fairy Dream Thief seems pretty nice if I'm just not married to the blind mice at all and I want to just push towards blue-black fairies. Definitely another way to go. But we'll take the Pie Wielder here. I'm still interested in trying to do some tokeny stuff, and I think the Pie Wielder will be great in a deck with some token production. Now what have we got? Snare Master Sprite out of blue, which seems fine. Out of white, there's a Dutiful Griffin. This is actually probably pretty good. 5 mana 4/4 flyer is already okay, and if we manage to get enough enchantments, we can spend 3 mana and sacrifice 2 of them to bring this from the grave back to our hand. And there are a lot of expendable enchantments in this format. There are roll tokens, which are, as you can see on this Spiteful Hexmage, these little auras that go onto the board. So we could sacrifice 2 rolls to bring back the Griffin to our hand. Most of the rolls are beneficial ones that give one of our things +1/+1, but there is that cursed roll we can put on opposing creatures that also counts as an aura or an enchantment that we control that we could sacrifice. Pack 1, pick 5. Return Triumphant. This is basically just recommission from Brothers War, just kind of worded differently, where we have to do the attacks to get the counters on it instead of just coming with a counter. It's interesting. No good blue cards, just a Living Lectern. Any good off-color stuff? Some fine cards. I feel like the best off-color card is Red Tooth Vanguard. If you're getting some enchantments to enter the battlefield somewhat consistently, which again you can do with roll tokens, then this can be coming back from the grave consistently, which is kind of nuts. I think I'm supposed to take Vanguard here. Be open to going green-white. auras. Now we've got Charade of Numbing Depths, which is phenomenal for the blue-white deck. She's also just really good up front. 4 mana for a 2/3, tap and stun something and draw a card. That is the worst case scenario, and that's a pretty good deal. Best case scenario, you have more cards that tap opposing threats, and then you draw more cards throughout the game. Up to 1 per turn, if you have enough tapping in your deck. We'll take Charade. Still on the potential blue-white deck. Blue-white or white-green looking most likely. Pack 1 picks 7 now. The Baronati's good for blue-black fairies, but that doesn't look super likely for this deck. Probably not going to get pushed towards red-white, but I guess we could take Ash. I think I just want to take the Charmed Clothier? Clothier? I don't know. 5 mana for a 3/3 flyer, plus you get a +1/+1 and ward 1 aura onto another creature. So it's 4 power and toughness for 5 mana, 3 of which is on a flyer, which is nice. Doesn't seem that bad for the cost. As foretold, this just doesn't really work in draft. This is a very nice card to build a constructed deck around, though. Same with Beseech the Mirror. Good for constructed, not for draft, so we'll just take the white flyer. The Twin Veil Guide. If you can trigger Celebration every turn, then this thing's insane. 4 mana for a 3/3 flying lifelinker. But it's definitely not going to play out that way. You'll just get the Celebration on occasion. Although we're already a deck that really wants to build around that mechanic, so we'll do what we can. Plunge into Winter. This seems good with Charade and not great otherwise. Just fine. I think I'd rather just have Quick Study for big instant speed card draw. Pack 1, pick 10. We can get another Dutiful Griffin. Alright. Definitely got too many 5 mana cards right now. We gotta work on this curve. We need some 1 mana and 2 mana spells. But this does not look like a bad start for a blue-white deck. Blue-white flyers mostly. Diminisher Witch. If we can bargain, we can get that cursed roll onto the board, which is 2 permanents entering our battlefield that will trigger Celebration. So that could be good. Slumbering Keep Guard. Does not seem great, but it's on color. And I'm pretty committed at this point. I also don't think Return Triumph. Excuse me, I also don't think Return Triumphant seems that great. Savior the Sleeping seems fine. With enough roll tokens to get putting into the graveyard and all that. What have we got here? A complete miss. Our blue and white cards are just 3 commons, none of which seem great. I feel like the Besotted Knight is the best for this deck. If we have 5 mana, we can get Celebration off of this card alone, because we can get a Royal Roll and then a 3/3 all in 1 turn. And just getting the Royal Roll already seems fine. Ice Out could be okay, it's just a counter spell. But yeah, rough pack to open. It's just all black-green here. Which are solid green and black cards. But yeah, we'll take the Besotted Knight. Now we can get our first 2-drop creature, the Frostbridge Guard, which is mainly just a 2 mana 2/2, but if we have enough cards on the board that really want us to tap something, we can use that ability. Like if we have Charade on board and we want to draw a card, we can use the Frostbridge Knight to do that. Or Frostbridge Guard. Could splash this thing in. Choose an enchantment you control that doesn't have the same name as another permanent. Create a token that's a copy of it. If it's an aura, untap this. So she like duplicates our rolls. Oh, you know what's real spicy? This is definitely a bad idea, but I'm going to try to splash her in for it. She can copy any enchantment. So we could copy our 3 Blind Mice Saga. Oh my god, okay, so we could copy our 3 Blind Mice Saga. And then we can use the copy of 3 blind mice to create a token that's a copy of the token copy of 3 blind mice. And then we can use those token copies to make token copies of 3 blind mice. I no longer care about winning any games, and I have become solely focused on making 5,000 copies of 3 blind mice in my head, and I don't think there's any way to save me from that. Probably take armory mice for curve purposes, but we could take copy enchantment. Although this does not count as a token copy, which is what's so exciting about Yenna. Yeah, I'm really interested in trying to get 3 blind mice Yenna to pop off. I want to draw that in one game, so let's get some card draw, let's get some scry, let's get some mana fixing like Prophetic Prism, and let's try to do some stupid things. That is my goal. I want to pull that off in just like one game. Now we take the Frostbridge Guard, I suppose. Although Ice Rot Sentry, even though it's not great for the curve, this is a phenomenal tapper card for the blue-white archetype in general. Should probably take the Sentry. What is this? Creature tokens get +1/+1. The green spell. Someone gets Vigilance and +X/+X. Not that crazy. It seems fine, though, for this deck. Probably do take it. There's another Prophetic Prism, though, but I'll take the hair over the prism here. Tome Seeker can be pretty good with a good instant or sorcery engrave, if you can bargain for it. Scarecrow Guide could hit our green source as well. Take that. Really want to open another copy of 3 blind mice now, or another copy of Yenna just to make that potential 2-card combo more consistent. Does the Return Triumphant only get creatures? Dang. Oh my god, if they just literally reprint Recommission, but instead of creature or artifact, it was creature or enchantment, that would be beautiful in here, because it would give us a resilient way to bring back 3 blind mice. That would basically like give us a second copy of that card, which would be appealing. I don't really think I want any of these again. Just take the Lectern. Alright, we're going to be just a really basic, mediocre blue-white deck at the core, with a super spicy side goal of 3 blind mice plus Yenna, and just doing that as long as we can until our opponent concedes or we run out of cards. That's what we're doing today. Scry 1, draw 1's going to help dig. Moment of Valor can kill a big creature, help us survive. Intangible Virtue, again, if I get a lot of tokens for that celebration theme, could be fine. Alright, I mean, I've got a whole deck here. Like, we are not missing out on the quantity of playables we might need. Probably take Evolving Wilds here for that green splash. I like this Unassuming Sage. That's nice and flexible. 2 mana 2/2 or 4 mana 3/3 scry 1 every time it attacks. Nice flexible card. Snare Master's also just really good with the Charade. But I think we need Evolving Wilds if I'm hell-bent on doing the Yenna thing, and I am. Yeah, so Yenna makes the copy of 3 blind mice. The copy of 3 blind mice doesn't care about how many copies of 3 blind mice I have. It can just keep making more, as long as it's a token. Yenna does. Yenna will not make a copy of something that I already have a copy of. This is such a stupid idea. I don't even really do anything by doing this. I just keep making more. And another Prism. Feels pretty good. Discerning Financier also seems good. Get treasure tokens to spend. on a splash, plus we can donate our treasures to draw cards. Actually, Financier seems maybe better. Prism and Evolving Wilds are both definitely good too for us, but Financier seems fancy, which is cool. Bitter Blossom, cool card. I think I just need removal though. Take the Cooped Up. Cooped Up also very good with Yenna. Very, very good with Yenna. Because we can make a copy of Cooped Up to put onto another thing, and since it's an aura, we'd also untap Yenna and Scry 2, and once we put a copy of Cooped Up onto something, we can spend the 3 mana to exile the enchanted creature, so then the creature gets exiled and the Cooped Up goes to the graveyard, or if it's a token Cooped Up, it vanishes, which means we would be back to having just 1 copy of Cooped Up on the board, which lets us then copy it again with Yenna. Yenna looks so fun. There's so much you can do with that card. We got a bit of that Tapper sub-theme going on with Charade. We can play a Solitary Sanctuary, probably. Seems like a thing to do. Ooh, got a Spellstutter sprite. Or Spellstutter, a Snare Master sprite. For that tapping stuff. Yep, I'll take that. Another Evolving Wilds, probably the choice. Loop it up. I think I'll get rid of the Scarecrow Guide and the Lectern now. The other 1s and 2s seem okay. I'm not gonna have enough auras for that Savior. Probably not enough bargains for the Tome Seeker. Also not enough instants and sorceries. Twin Veil Guide, we're not that great at triggering. Celebration. None of these seem great. I'll put one in the sideboard. I'm not going to be playing Return Triumphant. I'll actually take Candy Trail here, I think, trying to scry into the Yenna combo. Keep that. Griffinary is very good if you have a lot of food tokens, but we only have a little bit of that kind of stuff. Let's take the Unassuming Sage for that flexibility. And that can trigger Celebration for even cheaper than Besotted Knight. And we don't have a lot of enchantments for Dutiful Griffin, so I think I'm cutting one of those as well. And then what are we at now? We're at 26 non-land cards, so I still need to cut some stuff. Should take another Candy Trail. I'm really going for it. I'm getting that Scry 2 draw a card into this deck. Intangible Virtue, we're getting lower on that token count. We don't need other tappers outside of our creatures. Could play 3 Bowls of Porridge. It's pretty cool. I love the flavor of the card, but it's not great, I don't think. Okay, so after all those cuts, I still need to cut 2 more cards. Maybe this Keep card. It's mainly just a 1/1. Now I have 4 2-drop creatures even without the Armory Mice, and I'm not a big fan of 1 toughness creatures. Could drop that out of here. Yeah, it's a pretty simple final cut. I think that looks fine. Yep. Cut those. And check our sources. 15 white cards, 6 blue, 1 green. Definitely more white than anything else. Double Evolving Wilds helps a ton. We've got a Prism as well. I think our mana should be pretty easy here, pretty simple. I like still having 6 white or 6 blue sources so that if we draw Sleep Cursed Fairy in the opener, we still have a lot of blue sources to maybe drop at turn 1. Yeah, double Evolving Wilds and Prophetic Prism going a long way here. We will call it a deck there. Alright, here's a look at our final deck list for today. We're primarily a blue-white tap deck with cards like Frostbridge Guard and Ice Rot Sentry to tap down opposing creatures to trigger other payoffs that are going to make things even more powerful by doing that. Solitary Sanctuary is going to keep putting a +1/+1 counter on one of our creatures as we tap opposing threats, and Charade of Numbing Depths is going to keep drawing us cards as we do that. So that's the core to the deck. We've also got a little bit of removal between Cooped Up and Moment of Valor, as you do. A little bit of card draw with a couple candy trails, just the general stuff you want in most decks. The spicy thing we've got going on here is a potential infinite combo. With Infinite Time, it's an infinite combo. With Yenna, we can copy an enchantment we control that doesn't have the same name as another permanent we control. So we can make a copy of 3 Blind Mice. And then that copy of 3 Blind Mice, that saga, once it hits Chapter 2, can create a token that's a copy of target token you control. And the copy of 3 Blind Mice would be a token, so it can target itself and make another one. So, I mean, it doesn't do a lot immediately, but over time, I can just sit there with like 50 copies of 3 Blind Mice. There's exponential returns from that, and the first time I make a copy, I'm getting a mouse every time, and once my copies are hitting Chapter 4, I'm constantly giving the board +1/+1 vigilance. Listen, I never said I was not incredibly stupid, but it's fun, it's goofy, I really want to get it to happen in just one game. That is my true purpose and my true goal with this deck. Other than that, we're just going to do blue-white tempo tap down stuff and maybe win a game or two here or there. But a true victory is a game where we go 3 Blind Mice and Yenna and get infinite Blind Mice. So let's try to get that to happen as we head into the gameplay. All right, we got one half of the combo here for game 1. We also have Scry and card draw. More card draw from Charade. This is a keep. This is a snap keep. I could Evolving Wilds into the white source here, so I know I can cast these spells, but I think I'd rather Candy Trail and see if I naturally hit a plains off of this island. And then draw the card off the Candy Trail next turn, playing the second island. And if I do, then I get to Evolving Wilds into the forest. Oh, we just have the forest. Okay, so now I can know that I hit a forest, and I can Evolving Wilds into the plains. And then there's a draw 2 as well. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'll keep the draw 2 also. Use a bunch of card draw trying to find Yenna to copy with 3 Blind Mice. And then hopefully, in the meantime, we just cast these kind of spells and get them to use removal on this stuff because it's scary and powerful, generally. So it should draw the removal, hopefully. Minstrosity is the first play. Gain 3, draw a card. Pick up the Quick Study, draw for turn, find a Sleep-Cursed Fairy. So I could do that and Evolving Wilds for the white source, then play Charade next turn. I think that's reasonable. And that's another card that could draw some removal from our opponent. Vampiric Rites. They can sack a creature to gain a life and draw a card. Not bad at all. Snare Master Sprite is the draw. Whenever you tap one or more untapped creatures, you draw a card. So if I Charade right now, I don't draw a card. So instead, I can just play a 1/1 flyer and then Quick Study. I think that's fine, because the 1/1 flyer trades into the 3/1. Realistically speaking, if I were just trying to win this game, I think we just cast 3 Blind Mice and start getting the mice and getting ready to make a big Vigilant attack in the future. But I'm not. I'm trying to combo. Alright. Wicked Roll onto the Minstrosity is very good for our opponent, because now the Sprite does not block profitably, but they don't have the mana to also play the Menace card, so it's not exceptional for them. Where you at, Yenna? I need you in my life. Please. Man, I would really be in an exceptional position right now if I had a 3 blind mice on board. Chapter 2 at this point. 2 turns away from +1/+1 vigilance with 4 creatures on board now. It would be 5 because I'd have 2 mice. Alright, I get my charade card draw here. Hit them with the fairy as well. The sentry gets bigger. Oh my god, this is crazy. They're down to 11. I can't find charade though. Please, charade. Or not charade, Yenna. Yenna, please. Doesn't look like we have too much time left at this point. Because I might be killing my opponent in a couple attacks. There's a warehouse tabby. There's a red tooth genealogist. Those are some blockers on the ground. I've got 7 mana. I can play the Clothier and draw the card off of the Ice Rot Sentry. Yeah, that's just gonna be ridiculously good. Just gonna be ridiculously good. I could attack with everybody and tap the 2/3. Yeah, this is so dumb. Look at this nonsense. Draw another card. They're just gonna take all the damage. They just give up. Fair enough. Well, I don't feel like a winner yet. We had 3 blind mice in the opener. Didn't even cast it, because I'm waiting for Yenna. I'm digging. Didn't find the Yenna. That's a moral loss right there. We're 1-0, but we're 0-1 in my heart. Oh my god, we have both the cards! Candy Trails, you better find some lands. I got 2 Candy Trails to find lands. Oh my god, please. Oh my god, please. I'm against Magic Mike's as well, so I'm against Evan Irwin or Ruben Bresler. MTG Nerd Girl, Power Dragon. I'm against one of those. Please. Oh, I hope I'm against Evan Irwin. And I hope he doesn't have removal. That would be the greatest. Because I would really want to go back and watch the stream and see his reaction to 3 Blind Mice Yenna combo. Yep, those are gone. Those are not lands. Uh-oh, green-red, and they got 3 mana on turn 2. This is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I've got some good defensive cards, at least. My graveyard, no! Okay. There's the green source. Okay, I think I need... I don't have a white source yet. What am I talking about? I was going to say, I think I need to coop up the 3/4. I can't. I can't coop up the 3/4. So I just need to draw the card here. Looking for the white source still. Candy Trail next turn is going to be scry 2, gain 3, draw a card. So I can dig for the white source again. What order do I do 3 Blind Mice and Yenna? I probably want to play every other creature I draw before them, but for now, I don't have anything else I can play. Oh, and I'm getting aggroed. Hold on just a little while longer, please. White source. White source, no! Where are you? Come on, white source. Well, I don't know if I have time for that. Tapped white source here. Witch Stalker, no 4-power creature yet. The Merry Bards is going to be one, but I can Moment of Valor that. I can't Moment of Valor it because I don't have a white source. Oh, yeah, I'm just dead. I'm just dead. We had the 2 cards, but we don't have the time. Oh, we really don't have the time. Still more threats coming in hot. It's like 11 damage this turn. Good God. 12 actually, because the royal roll too. We're at 4 life. With 5 white cards in hand and 1 white source, there is 0 way to survive then. So I can only cast 1 spell. If I had a 1 white mana spell, I could get the fairy untapped and cast that, but even that wouldn't survive. Block that, kill that, still take 4. Alright, yeah, we're super dead. I am going to make a quick adjustment to the deck here, because I think it did put 2 forests in. I'm going to add another plains for one of those forests. Because we have the double evolving wilds. It's at least 3 green sources right there. We've only got 1 green card, and it's only for when we're trying to pull off the combo. So I don't think that I need 2 forests in here. Alright, here we are on the play for game 3. Certainly a keepable hand. We're curving out a little bit with a 2-drop into a 3-drop. Got a few cards in our deck that can trigger Celebration somewhat easily. Maybe get a big double strike attack in, like that one. Now we've got the perfect curve. Frostbridge Guard into Gallant Pie Wielder, and then on turn 4 we will be triggering Celebration and dying to a Bomb Mythic. That will be the case. This thing is completely filthy. No matter what, they get that 2/2 Vigilant Knight out of it. And then if they make it to 5 mana, this thing is really hard to beat. Beginning of their end step, they get a +1/+1 counter on every creature they control and untap their whole board. So, we're probably going to die to that. But at least I get to do my double strike here. These adventure mythics are going to be some really just unfun play patterns in general. Because you get to just see them coming. You get to just know your opponent has one of the biggest bombs in the format and you're screwed. And they're stuck on 3 mana. So I guess there's also some benefits to that. Of getting to be like, yeah, get stuck on mana, get that out of here. No Virtue of Loyalty yet. I could tap one of these 2/2s so I can send in with these 2 freely. I think that's fine. I've got the combat trick here. I think I'd rather just send in the team and play another Frostbridge Guard. Definitely get rid of that. Combat trick if I need to. That's interesting. So definitely no need for the double block there. Then I play another Frostbridge Guard. They've got 4 out of 5 mana now. They don't have double black for this Sugar Maw thing either. Although I don't think it would be that good on the board right now because I can just blow it up if it's going to be too scary currently. Oh my god! It's the triple rare? Archon of the Wild Rose, Virtue of Loyalty, and Devouring Sugar Maw available here. If they get any rolls, any auras onto their creatures, they just become 4/4 flyers at the base stat line. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess we have to Moment of Valor that, then. Get our second white source for Dutiful Griffin. Yep. Okay, well, I just realized I've made a mistake. You're definitely supposed to Evolving Wilds before you scry, but that's okay, because I didn't want to keep that card anyway. So basically it was scry to the bottom. We did not get punished for it. We definitely could have gotten punished for it, though. If it was something that I wanted to draw, then I would have to just play my Evolving Wilds and not crack it, which would have been really bad. So that was loose. There's a reindeer, 3/4 body. Could just tap that thing down, get the rest of my team in. And I don't have the Griffin mana. Is it better to just play the Griffin? Probably not, because we get to scry by doing this, which is pretty big, and hit for 5 instead of 0 this turn. There's the 5 mana, so they can send in the whole team and then untap it all and make it bigger. Ooh, they go for a flyer instead. Okay. I think I have to play the Griffin and then try to get tapping the Clothier and hitting them. I think I'm still just going to die to this thing, though, because now they play this, they get to attack with everybody, and they'll just untap. I feel like this is better than playing the Sentry right now. Maybe not. Maybe not. Because if I play the Sentry, then I have the mana up for Frostbridge Guard, and I can use that in their end step after the Virtue of Loyalty trigger. Tap one creature there, then it goes to my turn, I tap another creature from Guard and one from Sentry. Sentry actually might have been better, because then I can potentially have 3 of their creatures tapped down by the time I attack, which could just find lethal. Yeah, that actually was probably wrong. My thought process was that I'd only have to tap 1 creature to get the Griffin in, but I think I could get more damage in the other way. They've got a food token as well, so... Alright, they're going to play the Virtue. Tap the Griffin so they can attack me for 3 in the sky and just untap that. That's interesting. I was going to say, if they send the whole team in, I think I can just kill them on the crackback. I think. I might be wrong. No, I can't, because they can kill the guard. The Frostbridge Guard. So what I can do is this. Then they kill Frostbridge Guard and my unassuming Sage. I have a Pie Wielder and a Griffin, and they just have the 4/4 flyer. They have to trade there and let the Pie Wielder in. And this is better than letting them keep it all and having it get bigger. Yeah, they have to kill the guard here. Oh. And sometimes you just hit that. Alright. Well. I don't like how things are going out. How things are turning out here. When I'm not trying to do my silly thing, I'm winning games. But I want to do my silly thing. And then I lose games. Alright. 2-1, heading into game number 4. Where's the silly thing? Where is it? Where's Rachel? Alright, let's Evolving Wilds for Plains. We can play a turn 2 Unassuming Sage, turn 3 Diminisher Witch. Just curve out again. Ooh, Snare Master Sprite. Could save this for 4 mana. Just play Sprite right now and then Candy Trail next turn. That's, like, not great. But I kind of like it. Maybe I'm a bit of a doofus. Although untap land. Now I can just curve and beat down. That is probably better than waiting till 4 mana. And then I play the Evolving Wilds on turn 4. Get the beat down going. Mono blue so far. 3 lands. They got their own witch. No. Gadwick's first duel. Make my Sage a 1/1, that's fine. Naturally hit the white source. So now I have the double white for the Dutiful Griffin. So I can Evolving Wilds for the forest. And then Candy Trail and Scry. Let's do that in the right order this time around. Hilda's Crown of Winter. Very, very good card. It's just a cheaper version of Icy Manipulator. 3 mana to play it instead of 4. Financier. This is never going to give me treasures, so it's just a 3 mana 2/3. Because we have more lands than them. Not that exciting, but probably better than playing Candy Trail right now, because we're getting aggressive here. Let's grab our forests, hit them with everybody, and drop the Financier. Alright, their next instant or sorcery is double tier. That could be bad for me. Alright, not terrible. Draw 4, discard 4. Lets them dig for exactly what they need, which looks to be a forest. Based on the fact that that is a green creature. Alright, they hit multiple forests, because they discarded one and they played one. Now a Red Tooth Vanguard. Very good card, because that can trade off and then it can come back from the grave later. So we are now trading the 3/1 into our 3/2 and hitting for 4. Seems fine. Drop our Dutiful Griffin and they start tapping that down with the Crown of Winter, which is going to be annoying. But it's still better than just playing the guard right now, I think. Is it? Against Crown of Winter? Because if I play guard, I can play guard and get the card draw off of the trail here. And again, Dutiful Griffin is just getting 1 mana tapped every turn. But that at least soaks up one of their mana. I don't know, I'm going to do the guard. Give them less good of a target for the crown. And a very good scry for us. I'll draw the card right now in case it's land for turn, although I think this is turn 5. Yeah, it is. Charade is a great draw. She's got immediate impact on the game. Especially because our opponent is quite likely, to play just a solid blocker this turn. And Charade just says no. And we draw a card. This card is nuts. This card has been really, really good in like every win that we've had. Oak for 4, scry a little more. We've got more tapping coming. There's like almost no way. There's Yenna. I'm gonna keep Yenna there just because I have to. Because I do want to do the thing, but this game looks like it's going to be wrapping up real quickly, so it's better to just grab this combat trick / removal, I think. So we'll put that above the Yenna, but just to say that I somewhat tried, I'll keep Yenna there. Even though I should probably put her on the bottom. Galvanic Giant, Brave the Wilds, already super lethal on board. They do get to tap down one of our creatures, but let's just Solitary Sanctuary and guarantee mega, super, uber lethal. There we go. We are now 3-1 as we head into game number 5. Here we are in game 5 against pro player Sam Black, one of the most famous, best drafters of all time. A Hall of Famer, I think. So a little scared here, especially with the mono-colored hand with a bunch of blue spells that we can't cast. We're definitely going to have to mulligan. Much better mana-wise here, but we don't get the Sleep Cursed Fairy down until turn 2, so it's still a little awkward, but Definitely a keep here. We get rid of the 5 mana card. Alright, set up that turn 2 Sleep Cursed Fairy. It's better to just get that down immediately than play the Frostbridge Guard. Red-white with Ash Party Crasher as their first play, dealing 2 to me. No land here, so we just drop our 2/2. That keeps Ash off of us if they don't get Celebration here to get the +1/+1 counter onto Ash. That is celebrating time. And we're probably just getting aggroed here, but we'll see. 2/3 Vigilant Body's pretty nice. Not good enough to beat Ash, but still good. Sanctuary's not great against something that's already tapped. Let's just play the Ice Rot Sentry, I think. Be open to double blocking Ash and losing the Sentry. I think Pie Wielder's a better blocker, and blocking is more important right now. Ginger Brute, more haste. There we go. I was going to say, please play a summoning sick creature for my Solitary Sanctuary. So Ash attacks as a 4/4 now, and then they kill whatever they want. Which will be the Ice Rot Sentry. Unless they have the +2/+2 trick too. Oh my god, they've got a roll. That works. It's a 5/5 Ash. Not good at all. And it has Ward. Well, getting real close to just dead. Let's Sanctuary the Trainee down and make a really big Ice Rot Sentry. Get a free attack in here. It's something. You can say I dealt a quarter of their life total at least. And I do have my double block set up if they don't trigger Celebration again, but I think they will. And then Ash still is just wrecking my soul. Could Diminisher Witch Ash, but Ash would still have all of the abilities and all of the +1/+1 counters and the aura, so it wouldn't really do anything. Well, wait, what does that do? +1/+1 can't be blocked by something. Alright, most importantly, that's Celebration, and we're super dead. Oh my god, they pick up the card with the Adventure as well, so they can trigger Celebration next turn too. Good lord. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. Okay, I can still... Oh, that's got 3 power. Never mind, it's got a counter on it. Well, I can trade my Frostbitch card into it, I guess. Rough. Yeah, there's no way out of this. This is just way too much aggro. Alright. Three and 2, moving into round number 6. Alright, here we are for round 6. Frostbridge Guard into Ice Rot Sentry. Some nice Ice Queen stuff going on. Ooh, now we've got the Solitary Sanctuary too. Just got all the stuff. Wicked Visitor, sure. Here's a Sentry. Keeps their 2/2s off of us if they don't have removal. Big yikes. Huge Bomb Flyers back at it again. The same one that tried to dome us last time. It's not good for us, but I can Sanctuary it down for now at least. This gives my Sentry a pretty excellent attack. And we drop a Candy Trail. Okay, they're down to 15. Here's Candy Trail. Snaremaster Sprite is a good draw. Land, not so much. Now I can play the Financier, attack and tap something with Sentry, and then play the Sprite next turn after the Archon untaps. If they don't have removal, that's a really good couple turns there. If they do, they kill the Ice Rot Sentry, and then things are significantly less cool. Alright, High Fate Negotiator, so another big flyer. So I guess I'm tapping that with the Sentry then, to get my attack in. And then we're a little worried about them attacking me for 7 the turn after this, but I should be fine. I guess the Sentry attacks as a 6/6 on its next attack, which is big enough. They'd have 5 total power. Yeah, I guess I can tap one of the 2/2s instead. Although I don't think it really matters too much. It might actually be better to just hold 3 mana up to tap something with the Frostbridge Guard than it is to play the Financier right now. Which is weird, but I actually do think it's better. As they go to combat, we tap 1 down, we get a counter on the Frostbridge Guard this time. Spread things out a little. Yeah, I would have waited till I chose where to put the +1/+1 counter. Because now, even if I was planning on putting the counter on the other thing, I can guaranteed get another counter by putting on Frostbridge Guard. But if they waited and I tried to put another counter onto the uncommon, they would have got rid of all of them. That is still very bad for me, though. Because that was my main win con, and they can definitely try to outrace me. They are going to do that. Attack with everybody now. They're at 12 here. We're at 7. We can lock down the flyer. Yeah, we're probably just dead. Game 3, draw a card. That is a big deal. The lack of vigilance is not helpful. 1 mana off from using Sprite and Frostbridge Guard. It does not feel like there's any way to win this race now, since they found the removal. Feels like that's just GG. I suppose I need to hold my blockers on the ground now. Probably should have just ate my candy during my turn in case I drew a land. Huge yikes. More removal. Send in the squad, and that's super bad for me. Find a land, so we would have played a land for turn if I did that earlier. Oh my god, and there's the bomb sugar maw too. No life gain. I can have 1 more blocker maximum. 2 blockers on this board is dead. 3 and 3 it is. I didn't get to do my blind mice combo, and that's the real defeat today. I think 3 and 3 was pretty reasonable for this. If we went full-on streamlined blue-white tap deck, that was playing really, really well. So I think we could have gotten a really nice run if I went full streamlined. But I really wanted to try to pull off the Yenna thing, and it just never happened. So the full streamlined version of this deck that probably plays better is minus the Yenna, minus the Forest, minus maybe the Candy Trails get swapped out for just better blue-white tap cards. And Yeah, as we saw, the Sanctuary, the Charade, the Ice Rot Sentry, those three, like, functioning together was doing some gross stuff, so... Still finding some really cool stuff happening, some really powerful stuff, even if we didn't get to do our infinite blind mice thing, but it is kind of disappointing. We were trying to do something really cool, really funny. Did not quite find the cards together at the right time, so 3 and 3 it is. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the videos. If you're interested in seeing some more videos like this, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.